Once we have created our star, I can show you how we can move our star around. So let's first do a translation, and we will move it to the right 5 spaces. So if I go to my stat, enter, I can go to L1, that's my X point, and if I add 5 to every point on here, I will have moved every point 5 places to the right, and the star will move 5 places to the right. So I will go ahead and do that. 0 plus 5 is 5, enter. -2 plus 5 is 3, enter. 5 plus 3 is 8, enter. -3 plus 5 is 2, enter. 2 plus 5 is 7, enter. 0 plus 5 is 5, enter. Now if I graph it, my star should have moved 5 spaces to the right. And it did move 5 spaces to the right. Now if I want to move it down and up is my y-axis. So let's say I want to move it down 3 spaces. So if I want to move it down 3 spaces, I go to stat, enter, and I go over to L2. But I'm going to do it a different way. I'm going to use algebraic subtraction, so I subtract 3 from all of L2. So if I go up to L2, and now notice that it gives me all the points of my L2. 5, -4, 0, 2, -4, 5. So everything in L2 is contained in L2. So if I was to go and type in now, remember this only works when you are up at the top of L2 and you got the whole column selected. So if I was to do second 2, notice that that's an L2 there. Now I said L2 is equal to L2. Well, I want L2 to be equal to L2, subtract 3. When I hit enter, it will subtract 3 from 5, -4, 0, 2, -4, 5. And so if I hit enter, it all changed. And so if I was to graph it, I would notice that my star went down 3. Now, I can do the same thing with reflecting. The way things are reflected is we can reflect it across the x-axis by doing the following. If this point is a positive, it looks like 7, if I want to move it all the way over here, then it would be a -7 for x. And the same thing here. If this is 8, that would be -8. So if I go into stat, enter, and I want to reflect it all the way across the y-axis, then I would take L1. Let's go up the top to L1, and it gives me all my L1 points, and I'm going to say let's make that a -L1. And then if I hit enter, which is right here, and now if I was to graph it, I did a reflection from across the y-axis. Now you've seen translations and reflections. You may do dilations by multiplying, and the way you do rotations is you do swapping of x and y, which will take a little bit of creativity, and making one of them negative, and you will either rotate it 90 degrees or 270.